sorry about that. I'm going to try to edit these two videos together, but if I can't for some reason, I will upload both videos consecutively. So I'm sorry for that happening. The phone got cut off. Anyways, he had talked with me and a counselor once and actually fessed up to being physically abusive, and which really surprised me. And I've got notes from that and everything else, but it was just awful. Plus, he has described sexually assaulting other people, and it's just, I don't want him to hurt anybody. So I filed a restraining order, went to the first date. They couldn't find him, and the ADA is going to be pressing charges not only for domestic violence, but they were building a strong case and are building a strong case so we can do more with child endangerment and the sexual assault, which I want justice for that so badly, because it was so hard to go forward and talk. And just to give you an idea of what was happening, when I went and filed the restraining order, you have to go to so many different places and tell so many people, and I wrote out 5 pages worth of everything that happened, and it wasn't everything, it was just as much as I could get out without taking forever, which still took forever to do. And then I had to talk to an advocate, and then before I got to get assigned an advocate, I talked to 2 separate people there, and I had to go down and talk to an ADA, and before I got to talk to her, there were 3 people I talked to first. And when you're filing a restraining order, you tell a court commissioner everything that happened, as well as the people in the beginning who talk you through filing the restraining order. It's repeating the worst moment of your life over and over. And then on top of all of this, happening, I went into the police and they documented everything. They took pictures, they took the release so they could press charges for the sexual assault. They got the release for the doctor. They got the releases for the notes with the counselor and everything you could think of. There's like 30 plus dated timestamped pictures. Timestamped and dated pictures. There's everything in the world you can think of, like just pages after pages of notes of the doctor's notes from what happened. Just, they took everything and made me go over everything, and it was so awful and so just degrading feeling. And then to talk to my attorney about everything and tell them everything that happened, it just was a mess, and you feel so violated talking about everything over and over. And on top of all of this, you've got to sit there and wait as they build a case up, sometimes weeks, sometimes months. It's been a month now to clear this up, but you gotta wait sometimes weeks, sometimes months for them to build up a case, because when it's more than just a misdemeanor, when it's felonies like this, they want to build the strongest case possible before taking them in, so there's no rush and question. But because there's a restraining order out, he is not able to be found. He's going between, they don't know what state he's even in or what he's doing. They have multiple jurisdictions in multiple states looking for him to serve him the restraining order. I had went to the first hearing for the restraining order. He wasn't served, and I went to the second hearing where they said since he still wasn't served, I had to refile. I had to go through all that again, tell my story to everybody again. The new circuit court commissioner, new people, all over again, and spend another 5 hours at the court office, or the courthouse, excuse me. It was crazy, and it just feels so violating when you're looking at pictures and notes and doctor's reports from all this horrible stuff that happened. And I even have messages from him, proof from him apologizing about abusing me. I've got messages where I was able at a time to reach out to people. I have a friend of his best friend growing up warned me that he tried to physically abuse multiple these others, and he was afraid for me and afraid for my daughter at the time. This was before I had our daughter together. This is when I just had my oldest. But it just feels so awful because they were so concerned about my safety and, more importantly, my daughter's safety. They got a camera for our front door, and they wanted us to go to a shelter, but that's no way for two little girls who just went through a lot to live. So we have to stay at a safe house in a safe location that's not home, so he can't find us and know where he is. Because when he left, he specifically said he would kill us or hire a hit. He specifically said he's going to hire a hit on my grandma trying to threaten her. But he said he will kill me, and he will get the daughters. He will get both of my daughters away. He will get them, and he will kill them. And that is such a heavy threat, and it is so serious. And once he was gone, I felt comfortable getting the restraining order and pressing charges because he wasn't there. He always used to say, even if I have the police there, it takes 2 seconds for him to grab a gun or grab a knife and at least kill one of the girls before they could shoot him. So I made sure they got him out of the house and then went forward pressing charges. And of course, it was enough time for him to run away. I just want him found, and I want justice because I've been silent for so long. And I've always been the person to give second, third, fourth, fifth chances. And it wasn't just physical abuse, it was verbal. It was torturous. I mean, he made me feel like him lying to me was because of me. It was my fault. And he made me feel like him hitting me was my fault because he trusted I wouldn't leave so he could take out his anger on me. I mean, I've had pictures of my eyes black and swollen shut, my nose shattered. It's disgusting, and he's just out there, and he felt like he could do this to me, and he's gonna hurt somebody else. And I know he's gonna really hurt somebody else if they don't get him. I just don't want him to kill one of my girls because they're not taking it seriously enough. And it sucks because I know they're taking it seriously and they want me to go and they want me to hide away with my girls, and that's I'm doing it. But it's like, I don't know. It's hard. It's like, I know he's gonna hurt someone else. And I don't want him to hurt someone else, especially not someone else's kid. Just because, it took me some time to talk. I don't want me waiting this long to hurt somebody. And now that they can't find him, I'm so afraid that if he drinks or does something that gets to go by the female friend or whatever, he's really gonna hurt him or sexually assault them. And what if I'm not a weak person? I've worked with horses and I work out a lot, or I did at least, so I could handle him. I could hold his arm when he was trying to twist my neck and hurt me and kill me. But what if he finds somebody who can't? What if he finds somebody who wouldn't grab onto his arm while choking them? What if he kills them? Because I wanted to make sure my girls were safe. I just want to reach out to you guys and at least put this out there that if you're with someone abusive, it doesn't get better. Please find the safest way, like I thought I did, to leave, to press charges and to leave. Work on a safety plan. Reach out to me if you have to. Find my personal accounts where you can talk to me, and I'll tell you what I did and how I planned to leave. Because it's not fair. It's not fair to your kids if you have kids. It's not fair to you, and it's not your fault. They're not gonna get better or change. You didn't make them this way. I've went through a lot of bad things in my life, and I most certainly don't hurt people physically. And I really try emotionally not to hurt people too. It's not fair. So please know it doesn't get better. It gets worse. And I wish I would have found a way to leave before he ever hurt my little one. But I'm so glad I got him out right away when he did. when it started to get worse, I should say. But every night I have to think of, and I've been having night terrors about him sexually assaulting me, because it was really awful. And especially the last time, he tried once and then 2 times was able to, but the last time was just awful. Some of the things he said and did were just unspeakable. And I've had to repeat that to so many different people, and they still haven't even found him to hand him a piece of paper. And they said when they do find him, then the ADA will officially decide how many separate charges to press. But they still haven't found him. And it's like, my daughters and I have to hide, and I get it's innocent until proven guilty, but you have so much proof. You have him admitting it, you have his past, and you have my evaluation. The doctor checked me after he raped me. They have everything. They have messages, pictures. They have witnesses. They had to pull him off of me. It's so frustrating that nothing has, that at least they won't give him a piece of paper so it has validity. He does know about the restraining order. I know that because his friends know about it. He just hasn't been able to be found. And I feel safer if he would have that. And I know I'll feel a lot better too if he has to actually own up to this. And I told the ADA and I told my attorney, I know there's a lot of people who would want someone to take a plea deal or would want whatever, but he really hurt me and did some awful, unspeakable things to me. And I want him to have to at least face that, or know for once I'll stand up for our daughters and I'll stand up for me. And I'm not going to allow him to just skate and walk away from this, because he did rape me. And he did shake our youngest daughter, and he did hurt me for the last almost 3 years. He needs to pay for this, or at least have to face it. I don't want him hurt. I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm so sick of people being hurt. I just want him to know that he can't hurt someone else, because I know he will. He hurt women before me. He hurt his underage niece before me. He's hurt his daughter. He's tortured me. Please find this guy and just make him own up to what he did. At least he has to face it then, because he's gotten away with everything his whole life. His adopted mom told me she didn't pity me if I stayed with him. But I know because it's her son, she'll do anything to keep him out of jail and safe. She took him in when he was on drugs and when he was being abusive. I told her about the miscarriage he caused. I told her about him beating me. She didn't do anything to help. She just said that's how he is. She knows what he is. And I think if she could really stand up for him, knowing what he is, knowing what he's even done and said to her, what kind of woman is that? She's going to cause somebody, her keeping him, hiding him out, whatever, I don't know how to word it, or letting him get away with this. She's just gonna let him hurt someone else, and the next person's, they might not live through it. Or it could be a child. It's not fair. So just please, I know this video is all over the place, but I try to be so honest on here and give advice because I love people and I love helping. And I just want to be so clear and let everybody know that it doesn't just miraculously get better. It doesn't. It gets worse, and they get into your head and make you think it's your fault and make you think no one else will want you, because clearly, if they can hit you, someone else will. And it's not true, because I know I love my girls. I know I'm a good mom. I try my hardest to be a good mom. I love them so much, and I was just trying to keep them safe. I know that what he said wasn't true, but it hurt, and it was wrong and awful. And what he did was just unspeakable so many times. Just know that anyone who can do that to you will do it again. And how highly do they clearly think of you? Even if you love them, Just think, would you be able to look at them and do that? Would you be able to do this kind of thing to someone you loved? They must not really love you. Please, please learn from me. Listen to all I'm going through and stand up for yourself. But be sure to do it safely. Be sure to do it in a way where you're not going to get killed or get your children killed. I had a nurse tell me at one of the places I was going for my concussions now that she was in an abusive relationship a long time and she didn't leave because there's no one to help. And it's miserable, and they get to be free while they're building your case, and you get to live in fear and hiding out and terrified. And it's not fair. So please heed my warning. It is worth it, though. It's just worth it. I will tell the truth 1,000,000 times over if that's what it takes to protect the next person so he doesn't have another victim or multiple victims, so he doesn't do this to someone else again, especially a child, especially that he doesn't get to rape somebody again. So please, if you're going through something, I know that at least in my state there's sojourners, it's advocates for women who are being abused, and they've really helped me. So reach out to them, reach out to me, do whatever you can to get away and to keep yourself safe, and most importantly your kids if you have any. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. I will update you guys soon.